Good morning, everyone. It's very shiny morning today. And today is 12th January, that is the National Youth Day, means the birthday of Swami Vivekanand. I still remember that day during my theatre auditions in the first year of my college when I was first asked to deliver extempore on any person, and the very first name which came to my mind was of Swami Vivekanand. He is one of the most influential youth worldwide. His legacy is known to everyone and मैं उनके बारे में जितनी भी या कोई भी बात कहूँ वो बहुत कम होगी. उन्होंने इतनी सारी इनक्रेडिबल थॉट्स इस दुनिया को जो दिए हैं, इतना अच्छा, बहुत ही you can't even limit it, the contributions he has made in the domain of culture, history, and everything, on the ideas of nationalism, on the ideas of karma yoga, to deliver the ideas of Vedas into the simplest language to the people of the nation and people internationally. But being at a National Youth Day, I have turned 21 a few days back. I'm on the verge of starting my 20s. I am just 21, turned 21 recently. And what I think, personally, the people of my age, we are who have just passed their adolescent stage and are beginning their adult life, just starting their adult life. We are all very pressurized by just going forward in a career, the peer pressure we are having, the family pressure we are having, the people of our age, which experiences mostly this time when we are in the college, when we are about to finish our college and just figuring out what we actually want to do in life. This is the main point where most of the students have so many thoughts, so many second thoughts about the work they are doing, and many of us undergo depression at this time. Many of us undergo the heartbreaks, the very first heartbreaks, the very emotional heartbreaks. Many of us go under the pressure of not performing well, the performance pressure we are having. मैंने अपने आसपास के जितने भी लोगों को देखा है, I am actually much interested in just analyzing the lives of different people around me, be it the people of my age, be it the people whom I actually admire the most. They are not admire the most, I mean, they are not the people, something very top-notch CEOs or the top-notch mentors or motivational speakers. People I admire the most, the people I meet daily, day to day in my life. They are some of my seniors, they are some of my family members, and because what I actually get to know, I can relate with their struggles. As they are from the same time zone, some of the same family situations, many of the same cultural experiences we are experiencing. Anyway, it's too much talk. So the point which I was actually stating is that this today is the National Youth Day, and all of us, the people of my age, my friends, and some of the people elder than me, one of the most critical stage it is of our life, when we actually have very much pressure to make our careers. We gain so much of ideas and sudden changes in our lives when we just pass out from college and start a new working life. But there are many aspects during these years of our life which we need to explore, and which I personally think many people don't even get to know, or don't even try to get to know the other aspects which are very necessary for us to learn at this stage of our lives. So I just thought to actually make a simple video like what I'm doing right now is, and I had some thoughts in my head, and most of them were actually inspired from Swami Vivekanand. So that's why I'm delivering all these thoughts to you and trying to relate them to our personal lives, to the lives of the people like me, to the basically the youth. And the second thing, the second teaching of the Swami Vivekanand, which I wanted to express, was about spirituality and stuff. I know many people, like people of my age, don't actually much believe in spiritual things and the meditation. What are you doing? This, all these are tantrums and fancy stuff they got to hear about yoga and all. They're very cool about going to walk and gymming and something, but they are not actually much open to learn about spirituality. And I don't know the reason. Many of the friends I have, they don't actually believe in the concept of religion or anything. But what I would like to say, I won't give much detail about the points of religion on everything because it's everyone's personal choice. But let me take an example. हम लोग हम लोग देखते हैं कि अगर हमें कोई सड़क पे इंसान देखे दौड़ता हुआ सुबह सुबह, मतलब वो मॉर्निंग वॉक कर रहा है, वी वोंट क्वेश्चन हिम कि भाई तुम क्यों दौड़ रहे हो. वी वोंट क्वेश्चन हिम और हर कि तुम क्यों दौड़ रहे हो, बिकॉज वी नो he or she is doing this because he or she wants to be healthy. In the same way, spirituality or meditation or anything actually help us to keep our mental state healthy. What I actually see, most of my friends, वो बहुत ज़्यादा they are having the problems of short temper, anxiety, depression and many things. Even I have gone through all these states, and the thing which actually rescued me was feeling much connected to the spiritual power, to a power to believe in, because we all know there are certain things which are beyond the human capabilities. There are certain things which are giving us power to live, which is giving a power to live fulfilledly, happily and confidently. What is that power? That power is coming from within us. And what's the source? The source might be something else, something, the greatest pool of energy or power. And you can call it anything, call it God or anything, call it nature. But indeed, there is something. And spirituality can mean anything to you, but what I want to say is spirituality is actually helps to find this internal truth, because we actually believe much in science rather than spiritual things. Why? Because external truth हम लोग साइंस से ढूंढ लेते हैं, एंड हमें जो भी चीज़ एक्सटर्नली वेरी ट्रू लगती है एंड साइंसिंग वैलिडेटिंग इज, एंड हम लोग उसको एक्सेप्ट भी कर लेते हैं. बट द इंटरनल ट्रूथ, आर ट्रूथ, जो हमें कोई नहीं बताता, व्हाट इज़ आर ट्रूथ, what is our internal truth, which no one is going to tell us, the things which are beyond the external things in this world. Who is going to validate it or verify it? That is no one, only you. That is because that is your own personal experience, and spirituality actually helps to find your internal truth. And science and spirituality should go hand in hand. They should be there to complement each other, not to resist each other. So I would just like to add one thing to the people. So the example I was giving about the man running on the road, if you will see any person meditating in the morning, तो सब लोगों को ज़्यादातर ये लगता है कि like what is all this, it just कुछ नहीं है, just you know, मतलब people actually don't believe much in meditation. They think of it's something fancy, which is not. And I must say, like 10 to 20 years from now, meditation would become a very basic necessity of everyone. Like today, सब लोग हेल्थ को इतना ज़्यादा प्रायोरिटी पे रखते हैं, their physical health, because they know कि if they won't care about their physical health. If they won't exercise, do yogas, do gymming or running, their health will deteriorate. Same is with meditation and being connected with spirituality, because your mental health is also important. And I must say that 10 to 20 years down the line, meditation would be going to become the essential part of the human lives, because it is much incredible thing. And I would make another complete video on how meditation actually helped me to clear my path. I won't say that I'm very clear about what I want to do, but it actually helped me to, think straightforwardly. It helped me to let go all of my pain, all of the toxic stuffs I was experiencing. Meditation and spirituality helped me getting liberated. And one of the most important thing I learned is be as truthful as you can to yourself, to anybody else. At least don't lie to yourself in any way. And as you might know that the basic concept of clinical psychology, the psychologist and the psychiatrist and anyone, like people go to doctors, they call the doctors of mental health like psychologists. They go to psychologists, and what's the basic funda of their working is, they try to pull all the truth from a person, because being truthful reduces the whole process of clinical psychological therapy. So be truthful to you, at least to you as much as you can, and to others too. And try to speak truth every time. Like, don't modify or manifest it in any way. And I think this is the main learning you will get from this much long video, the truth thing. Because this is the most important thing I've learned in the past 1 year of my life. Being truthful to you and to others as much as you can. One of the last thing I want to also add here, which also I got to learn from Swami Vivekanand, is in a conflict between your heart and your brain, always follow your heart. And why does he say that? आई थिंक लाइफ में कोई भी सिचुएशन आती है, एनी सिचुएशन जहाँ पे आपके खुद के थॉट्स बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट कर रहे हैं, लाइक you know like how to tackle the situation rationally, but your heart is not accepting it. And the reason can be any, but you're in the position of dilemma, in the position of uncertainty. And the point of uncertainties are very much difficult and complicated to pass. The situations of uncertainty are the most difficult, I can say, because you don't get to reach on a particular closure. Because in the lives, when you don't get closer from a very hurtful situation, you are not actually able to move or pass from that situation, and the thoughts strike you again and again and again. So why does Swami Vivekanand say this? In the situation of conflict of your heart and your brain, follow your heart. Because the brain, which takes the decisions very rationally, can help you in the shorter term, can help you to get past from the situation temporarily, but permanently in the long run of your life, you will always have that one dent in your heart, when like every time when the thoughts about that time of your life would occur back to you and remind you. And that can be a regret also. आपकी लाइफ में एक रिग्रेट भी रह सकता है आपकी पास्ट सिचुएशंस का, द सिचुएशंस यू हैव पास्ट. What if I could have done that? What if the things could be different? Although I've taken decision with my brain very rationally, but still, because heart is one of the thing which is actually very true to you. When you take decisions from your brain, you take these decisions in bias of the situations around you, the people around you. It involves everything externally, but heart involves everything internally. And the external things can be improved over time, but the internal things, they require a closure. They require a happy closure so that you have no past grief, sadness, or anything. So I think this is also one of the main thing which I got to learn, and I do follow it in my life. कि whenever I come through a situation in which to follow my brain or to follow my heart, I take a decision by my heart and stick on that. I don't think of anything else because I know in the longer run I won't have any regrets. I would be internally very satisfied. Even if the things around me, the external things around me would become worse, but internally I would be having that confidence ki okay, I took that decision by my heart, by my own self, and I have no regrets of whatever I did. So, like any situation if occur of the conflict between your brain and your heart, do choose your heart. I think I've talked too much, and maybe most of you will, just skip this video in between and won't listen to me fully. But anyway, I don't mind because these are pretty much the things which I really, really wanted to share with you. And I know many of us go through too much problems, and we rant about this. Many people crib about the problems they are having, but no one just try to take those the toughest step in a situation are to to get away from the problems of your life, to solve the problems of your life. Getting in problems, experiencing the heartbreak events, the experiencing those problems at a very critical stages are not the most toughest thing. The toughest steps are to get rid of those problems, to make yourself that much strong, that much courageous, to pass through all the situations. And that's why I would like to say every one of you, लाइफ में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आए, लाइफ में कितनी भी अनसर्टेनिटीज, कितनी भी हार्डशिप्स, कितनी भी सफरिंग्स आए, just know there is a way, there is a door to get away from all that. There is a door to liberation, and the toughest the toughest of all part is to get the way to that door, to open that door. And believe it, do believe it, that that the door is meant to be opened by you only. So sooner or later you will definitely find the door, find the door to your liberation and to a happy life. So that's pretty much about today, National Youth Day. My topics might have diverted from the main topic, the topic of Swami Vivekanand, but listening to his life virtues is another great thing, but following that in our lives is the best thing we can do. Thank you, everyone. This was Jivanshi Sharma, and I hope you have a very, very great year ahead. Thank you so much, and goodbye.